So today's video is how to give a good start to your writing project so you have better chances to finish it. My first tip is quite an obvious one, is find some space to write. So it can be anywhere where you feel safe, relaxed and comfortable. You don't necessarily need an office to write. Stephen King wrote a whole novel on his washing machine many years ago. But just a little warning, don't use, oh, I don't have my proper space or desk as an excuse not to write. My second tip is find time to write, and that's not an easy one because people struggle with time. So I would suggest to write on your diary writing time every day. You can give yourself a day off if you like, but it's important to schedule it in your busy life. And my second tip that goes with it is try to schedule only 7 minutes. 7 minutes a day. It's not much. I'm sure you can fit it in. And also it gives the brain, you don't get any pressure. You can feel like, oh, I can write for 7 minutes, it's all right. And next thing you know, once you write for 7 minutes, you feel like it's not enough and you write for 15 minutes, half an hour even. And what it gives you is this sense of fulfillment of achieving something. You've done, even if you just wrote for 7 minutes, you feel happy with yourself and you want to continue the following day. So my third tip is maybe you could set a ritual before you write. You could light the candle. I would suggest to put some soft music on with no lyrics so it's not distracting. And also you can put the music that goes with the genre of your writing because it sets you in the mood for it. It really helps. Tip number 4, trust your intuition, trust yourself, trust your idea. Very often when people have an idea, they find it great for about 5 minutes and then they talk themselves out of it. So, oh yeah, but it's been done before, or yeah, well actually I don't know if I really like it, So shut that voice inside and just trust yourself. Trust that the universe gave you an idea for a reason. You're supposed to put light on it for a reason. So act on it, because what happens if you don't act on it is you have this amazing idea and then you don't work on it, and then several years later or even months later you find that someone has been working on it and you're angry at yourself. You say, oh, that's my idea. And what happened is when the universe gives you an idea, he's expecting you to work on it, and if you don't, then he passes it on to someone else. Tip number 5, try to be organized and try to put your notes in one place only. So if you work with a computer, if you do your brainstorming and your research on your computer, try to put everything in one file. And if you're like me and the old-fashioned one and you write on a notepad, then keep one notepad for one project and put everything in it. And what I do is I title the pages, and for instance, I'm going to say here it's going to be all about the characters, or I'm going to put the settings, the atmosphere, or whatever. And so when I need to go back to my notes, I know exactly where to look at them. Before, I was doing totally the opposite. I was writing on post-its, on notepads, on the computer. It was everywhere, and it was so messy that I didn't even fancy reading my notes ever again. So don't do that. Try to be organized. Tip number 6, it's about research. So what I used to do a long time ago is when I had an idea, I thought, oh, I'm going to do some research on it. And then I started buying books, watch films, go to the library, asking questions. And it was all fine, except that my research was lasting too long. And I wasn't actually productive. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing any writing. I was just doing researching. By the time I kind of had enough research gathered, I didn't fancy writing my project anymore. It was too much. So what I suggest is, you can have a full week dedicated on research, but after that week, If you're not done with your research, that's fine. You can continue, but start outlining your project, start writing your project, and you continue research, but actually you're getting productive. You know, you can actually start writing without knowing everything about the topic. So yeah, tip number 6 then. Tip number 7, commit to your writing. What do I mean by that? Is, well, actually, just, when you decide to write, use the right tools, get that writing course you need, or get that software you need, especially if you're a screenwriter, you need a special software, so just get it. Invest in yourself, believe in your dream, commit to your writing. Tip number 8, when you start writing, don't aim for perfection. The first draft is always awful, and it's normal. So it's actually quite fun. You don't put any pressure on yourself. You forget about the grammar, forget about knowing everything about the character, absolutely everything. You can do that after. It's called the editing. The editing is another step towards creation, and this is the time where you try to make it perfect, but not the first draft. The first draft is to have fun and to put all your ideas on paper. Tip number 9, make it visual. You know, some people, they do vision boards and they put their dreams in pictures with words and mantras, and well, it's the same principle, but with your story. So instead of putting mantras, you put like the theme of your story. You put the picture of the actors you would like to have in your screenplay, playing the role of your screenplay, or the colors, the settings, the country where it's happening and everything. Make it visual, attractive, so each time you go and write, you know what to describe, you know the atmosphere, you're in it. It really helps. My last tip is set a deadline. I've noticed that if people don't set a deadline, I'll be finishing my drive-by, they never finish their project. They start it, they're very enthusiastic about it, but they never finish it. So it's very important to say, okay, I'll finish my first drive-by, I'll finish my editing by, because otherwise life gets in a way and you tend to forget your goals and you never finish your project. So that's a shame. So it's important to set a deadline. That's it for today. I wish you good luck for your writing, for your new projects, and I'll speak to you soon.